What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Agrarian Skies 2. Oh yeah. So, since last episode, I have installed a few more of these bioreactors over here, and we produced a whole lot of biofuel off camera. I've actually turned off a lot, that's why there's redstone on there, because I was afraid we were going to go through all of the plant material that we are creating. Yeah, we're going through it pretty quickly. I was watching the numbers slowly trickle down. We got to about, I don't know, what was it, 600 red mushrooms or something? Or maybe it was 300. Anyway, something around there. And I was like, whoa, we better slow this thing down because it was clicking down like 10 every, I don't know, 30 seconds or something like that. So anyway, our battery's still charged up, so we're not using a lot of biofuel right now, which means we don't have to produce a whole lot at the moment. We won't need to produce a whole lot until we kick on something that actually uses a lot of power. So we have two of them right now that are just maintaining and slightly gaining the amount of biofuel we have. So we are up to 820 buckets of this stuff right now, which is pretty good. That's a good, decent supply of biofuel. We can hold up to 65,000. So yeah, we still got a lot of room in there. So probably something in the future we will be doing is upgrading our plant production. We'll probably end up having to make another one of these islands specifically for the biomass, I guess you could call it, the plant material. They go in the bioreactors, get turned into the biofuel. We might have to do that. Expansion is something that's in the plans here because we are kind of running out of space. Yeah, we got something going on. Pretty much every island. Yeah, that one's got our fishing operation over here, which, you know, isn't that important. We could probably remove this and put something here, but, you know, we still don't have, like, a tree farm set up. We're still using our original tree farm way down there from, you know, when we first started, and that's been great, but things like rubber saplings and maybe the different types of wood material and all that stuff, yeah, that's definitely something that we're gonna want going at some point. So yeah, we'll probably end up expanding out. Also, we're going to be looking at doing forestry things, which means we're going to need a lot of room for that stuff coming up here pretty quick. So yeah, that's something I'll be looking at doing sometime in the future. So yeah, off camera, like I said, we got all this hooked up. Our power is good. Our power storage is all the way full. I'm very happy with the way this has turned out so far. Okay. So some things that I want to take care of, first of all, at the very start. Lava Fabricator, I think this is how we're just going to make the lava for our smeltery. This does require a lot of power, but we're not going to be using a whole lot of lava. So I think it's going to be fine. So it's just a couple of magma creams, a machine frame, redstone, reception coil, some blaze rods, obsidian. I think we got almost everything. I think we have everything to make one of those, so we're going to need some obsidian from down below. Okay, so let's grab that from down here. Yeah, we're running low on that. I'm going to have to make some more of this stuff, too. I'll grab that many. We only need one lava fabricator, but always good to have a little bit of obsidian on hand. Okay, so there is one lava fabricator. So we're going to need some fluid ducts and a tesseract. Okay, I think we are good. So let's go down. And yeah, we need to pipe the fluid in here. Actually, I'm going to need two more things. I'm going to need the covers. No, is it cover? Yeah, stone brick cover. That's exactly what it is. Okay, so we're going to need some of those guys. Because this is going to be filled up with lava. Well, actually, I guess it won't matter since we won't be able to see down below. But anyway, just for completionist's sake, we will grab those. Alright, so we need to put lava in this guy and lava in that guy. And I guess our lava fabricator will go right there. We'll do that. Put a fluid duct right there and one right there. Grab these stone brick covers. How do I do this? Can I put those? How do I get it on there? I might have to do it from the top. That is kind of awkward, isn't it? Okay, let's do this from the top before we get the lava put in there. That's fine. Where did that get sucked into? Okay, that went into the smeltery controller there. I was like, what the heck happened to that? All right, so we'll just cover those guys up right like that. Do this and this. Okay, so now we are all good. So now we just need to apply a little bit of power, right like so. And we will set this thing, fluid mode blocked, item mode blocked, energy mode receive only, main base, and that should start generating lava. That's gonna fill up our tanks up above. Okay, so it looks like it's filling up this one first. And it's not gonna fill up this one, why not? Oh, there it goes. It just took it a minute. Yeah, I'm not sure why that had a little bit of a delay there. Let's take a look at the lava fabricator interface. Yeah, it is generating lava. It is using a bunch of power. And then this has, I guess, one bucket in reserve. Okay, that's fine. And it shouldn't be using any power when it's all the way full. So I think we are good to go. Okay, so we can just cover that back up. Our smelter is now ready to go, ready for us to smelt things, which is awesome. And I don't have anything to smelt right at the moment, but we do have a lot of stuff that we are collecting. I did go through and I processed a lot of our nether ores. Like I did all the copper and the gold, and I took a lot of the nether lapis and I pulverized that into the actual lapis, and I blockified it and all that stuff. Some of the redstone I've done that with as well. We're up to 5,125 nether quartz ore, which is awesome. That was the original reason why we wanted to set up the quarry in the nether. So we got plenty of that stuff. I'm going to have to process that at some point in the future. All right, so let's clean up our inventory. You know, another thing that I've been wanting to make, and this is something I always love having in a modded Minecraft series, is a magnet. And there's a couple of different ones. Now, I've tried the Botania magnets in the past, and while these are nice, they do the job, there's a delay. Like, if you drop something on the ground, it waits like, I don't know, 2 seconds or something, and then it'll suck it into you. And then also, if you're holding shift, I think, it doesn't pull anything towards you, which can be useful. But if we're over the void or something like that, and we're breaking blocks and we're trying to go down and we're breaking, yeah, things are gonna go flying away from us, and then yeah, it's just not good. I don't like that. I want a magnet to suck things into me, into my inventory when I have it on, and not to do that when I have it off. Although there is this greater ring of magnetization. This is something I've never seen before. Maybe we could just make one of these to check this out. Do I have to do anything? Man of Steel. Do I have any of that? Yeah, I don't have that. We'd have to set up the Botania stuff to try that out. We'll try this out at a different time. For now, I'm going to make like one of the level 0. Maybe we'll do up to like a tier 1 or a tier 2. But these are like really expensive, but I really like these mysterious magnets from Magic Bees. Yeah, these are probably one of my favorite ones. So it requires 2 compasses and one of these dimensional singularities, which is some quartz. Oh, that could be a problem. I don't know if we have too much of that. And endstone as well. Endstone. We have 1. Okay, so we can make one of these. Let's make one of those. And we'll make one of these. Okay, I guess we got everything we needed. And one of those. Okay, so we got a level 0. Not sure how far away that pole stuff. Actually, that might be plenty useful. So let's see. So about 3 blocks away? Something like that. That'll be, you know, good enough for me. Like if I'm, you know, under here breaking a block or something. Maybe? Well, I'm more concerned about it falling into the void. I will definitely want to upgrade this thing to a higher tier so I'll pull from further away. So that'll be something I will work on. We're going to have to make some endstone. And I forget exactly how to make this stuff. I know we can make it. Resident enter into sandstone will do that. So it's 1 pearl into 1 sandstone makes 1 endstone. So that isn't too bad. We can also do resident ender onto an obsidian. I think this is probably the easier way, even though it uses more. Okay, so I will make a little bit of that off camera here. I'm going to upgrade the magnet probably to a tier 2, maybe a tier 3, and we'll be right back, guys. Alright guys, so I was just down here using the smeltery, you know, making some gears and things like that. Finally getting around to making a bunch of these different ones that we use quite often, since we have an automatic setup for our smeltery now. Oop, is there not enough? Oh, I need 2 more. Okay, I'll grab that in a minute. But I was noticing that there are particles appearing right here, and I was like, what the heck is going on? Yeah, that's where we warped down. Our plate is right above there, and it is raining outside. So that led me to wonder if I throw things on there. Oh yeah, things obviously get dropped down there. So that's pretty cool. So I guess particles get teleported down here just the same? Yeah, that was kind of crazy. I was like, what is all that happening? Where's the water coming from? But yeah, it was raining outside and the particles are just being teleported down below. So yeah, like I said, I was making a bunch of these gears. The reason why I started doing this is because we needed the sand to make the end stone, and then I had to drop all the way down here to our old sieve operation and grab some sand. I was like, you know, we don't have an automatic way of making gravel, sand, and dust. I don't really know if we need a lot of dust anymore. Well, I guess we probably do. There's not a lot of ways to get the Certus quartz just yet. So what I'm thinking is we should set up an automatic way to create that stuff. So I made these gears to make some resident machine frames. Yep. And we are going to set up some operations over here to get that stuff automated. So I'm going to continue to work on that. I'm going to try and sleep away this rain. Yeah, it's kind of annoying working in the rain. Yeah, I'm going to try and set some things up and we'll be back, guys. Alright guys, so this is something we should have done probably a long time ago, but it's still something that we need right now. So let's go ahead and set up a quick way to automatically create the dust, sand, and gravel. So I've made a few machines here. We got 6 pulverizers, the resident ones. I've already pre-configured these and added all the upgrades and all of that stuff. So we're going to put the resulting material into these deep storage units here. And I think we're just going to go ahead and line them right like that. We'll just put them right next to each other. So the way this is going to work is we're going to need a pulverizer that's going to turn cobblestone into gravel. Then we're going to need one that is going to turn cobblestone into gravel into sand. And then I'll drop right down into here. And then finally we're going to need one that is going to turn cobblestone to gravel to sand and then into dust. And that'll go into this one. Okay, so that is the way these are set up, and then we're going to need ways to put cobblestone in there, so we're just going to use 3 more igneous extruders. Okay, and then, yeah, these are set up so the blue is coming from the top, and then it's outputting the primary output to the bottom. Secondary output is something that I was kind of thinking, how are we going to handle all of this? There was some upgrades that I made. Let's see, augment. Yeah, I made some of these. I was thinking we would just go ahead and destroy the additional outputs. Secondary nullifier destroys excess secondary output. So you can get up to a stack. Everything more than that just gets deleted. I was like, you know, that's kind of wasteful. Let's not do that. So I remember there's these fluctuating item ducts. So these transfer power and items. So all we would have to do is just connect those to the deep storage like that and all the way up to all of our different pulverizers. They put the power into the pulverizers and all the secondary outputs get put into these pipes and they'll make it into the deep storage unit since this is the only place for those items to go. So the last and final thing, we just need to put a tesseract somewhere. I guess right there is fine. That's set to the main base energy mode receive only. So all of our stuff here should be set. The last piece of this puzzle, we need to get ourselves some lava and some water. So let's get some lava buckets. No, we just need some buckets. So we'll grab 3 of those and 3 of those. I'm also thinking it might be overkill. I don't think those pulverizers are going to be able to keep up with those igneous extruders. Those are set up to be stack at a time ones, like what we're using over here to turn into the compressed cobblestone. And if that does turn out to be too much, I might remove 1 or 2 of those and move them over there or something. Yeah, I don't know how fast these things are actually going to keep up or whatever. So we need 3 buckets of lava. Let's just steal some from right here in our smeltery. And we will come back upstairs, turn off hover mode. Right, so we just need to right-click the lava into each one of these guys. Actually, let's check. Yeah, that is set to cobblestone, cobblestone, Cobblestone. Keep that one and that one. Now we just need to put in some water in these guys and they will be ready to go. And there we go. All the lights are turning on. Nice. So these are kind of noisy. You hear it in stereo now. They are kind of noisy, but they get the job done. So we will be producing dust, sand, and gravel. So let's see if we can see any of the secondary outputs. Oh yeah, look at that. So we are collecting secondary outputs. Is that just sand that's going? That might just be sand. Nope, I saw some dust go over here. Oh, you know what? I don't think we're ever going to get secondary outputs of gravel, so I should remove that pipe. That pipe is not necessary. Let's just do that now. Okay, so there we go. I guess we could stick the tesseract down here or something then. Yeah, we'll never get a secondary output of gravel, so we don't need that one there. Okay, so now everything's hooked up. We're automatically creating gravel, sand, and dust. Something that we should have done a long time ago. Now I'll be able to take this sand and smelt into glass. We've been needing glass for a lot of things, like the hardened glass. Or no, not the hardened glass. What is it that we're making? I guess the machine frames and stuff. I don't know. We have to use glass for a lot of things. So now that that's done, we can go ahead and move on to something else. Okay, guys, so let's start working on some quests today. Actually, I'm gonna eat a little bit of food. Look, I'm gonna eat a little food. Looks like my hunger is going down a little bit. Get that saturation going. So let's start working on a new quest line. I wanted to start working on these bees and trees. At least start into the forestry a little bit. I don't know how much we're gonna do today. Forestry machines unlocks one quest elsewhere. So I don't know where that elsewhere is going to be, but let's go ahead and get started on this stuff since this is things that we need to do. So this says several machines are needed to fully process bees and their byproducts. A squeezer can turn most seeds into seed oil, honey drops into honey, and with the right recipe, cobble into lava. A carpenter is used to make various components. A centrifuge is used to process bee combs into honey and other resources. Some bees have metal and gems hidden in their combs. So, long time ago, long time ago, I set up a whole bee operation and I was getting all my resources from these bees. These things are great. In this mod pack, we actually do have, I guess I'm well fed. We have forestry for Minecraft, right? We have gendustry. Gendustry will make this stuff go super quick. So yeah, you can set up beehives or whatever that are powered and makes the bees produce stuff really quickly. And yeah, I like that a lot. So we'll be looking at that. Let's see, what else we got in here? Do we have extra bees? No, extra, I saw there was magic bees in here. Whoa, I'm on the wrong thing. Just trying to see what else we got in here. I know there was magic bees. I don't know if there are any other ones in here, but we'll figure that out as we go along. So let's start on with this quest. So it wants us to make a carpenter, a squeezer, and a centrifuge. So a carpenter is probably going to use a lot of copper and bronze, as most of the forestry stuff does. So that's all bronze for that sturdy casing. This is all bronze here. I think we are just going to make a whole bunch of bronze. Yep. Let's just make a few stacks of this. We are going to be using a lot of that. And then we're probably going to make, 8 of these things. We're probably going to be using a lot of those. So we needed to make the carpenter. So there's this guy. A centrifuge was another machine that's it, so that's copper and the sturdy casing. And I can't remember what that final machine was. A squeezer. So the squeezer is made with tin and the sturdy casing. Okay, so we got all 3 of those machines made. And that's going to give us 5 tropical hives, 16 honeycombs, and a beealizer. Okay. So I wonder where that quest unlocked elsewhere, or if that is just on that same page. Kind of curious where else. Oh, you know what we can say here? Quest available for completion. 3 quests available on the power grid. Oh, maybe it unlocked this one. I don't remember fermentation being there. Okay. That makes sense since that is a forestry thing. So attracting bees. To start into the wonderful world of apiculture, you must first attract some bees. Craft an artificial hive, then process the seeds and process seeds in a squeezer to get seed oil. Place a bucket of seed oil in a wooden barrel and stick the hive in the barrel of oil. Once you have a scented artificial hive, place it somewhere the bees will enjoy. Forest bees want a forest biome, etc. All bees need to see the sky. Right, so we need to make a scented artificial hive, and this is talking about forest bees. So I don't know where we're going to find a forest biome. Actually, hold on a second. If we go to the deep dark, this is kind of weird, I know. If we go to the deep dark, I remember seeing a bunch of different biomes here. It still says we're in ocean according to the minimap. I don't know if that's true. This says we're on beach now. Whoa, okay, that lag. Okay, so this says ocean. I think the minimap actually takes a moment to... Yeah, now it says forest, but it also said that the bees need to see the sky, so I don't know if this is going to work or not. Okay, so I might try putting a hive in here and see what happens. Probably not the best way to attract bees. We might have to find that forest biome in the overworld. We're gonna have to fly out a little bit and see what we can come up with. Okay, so out of the deep dark, back here. Right, so we needed to make that scented artificial hive. So let's see, artificial hive. So that is a hay bale plus a silk mesh, and then we need to put into a barrel full of seed oil, I think is what it said. Okay, so let me go ahead and start making some of these things. I'll hook that squeezer up, start squeezing some seeds to make some seed oil, and we'll be back. Alright guys, so we got the squeezer hooked up here. I just have a test rack behind it, providing it power. I put in some wheat seeds, and I realized, you know, we have pumpkins. And pumpkins make 4 seeds per pumpkin, whereas wheat turns into 1 seed. So yeah, I did the wheat seeds, and I was like, wait, we'll switch over to the pumpkin. So we're getting rid of the wheat seeds now. Each one of those are turning into, I think, 10 millibuckets, so we need a lot of them in order to make 1 bucket. So I've been letting this go for a while now. We almost got 7 buckets, and there we go. So we got 7 buckets worth of seed oil now in this drum. And then above this, I put in a hopper with some pumpkin seeds and a chest up here with some extra ones, so they will all filter through, turn into seed oil. So that'll just happen, you know, behind the scenes or whatever. So we needed to take an oak barrel, and we needed a bucket's worth of seed oil, and we can put it in there. Yep. And we put one of these artificial hives in there as well. And is that all we did? Just, yep. Okay, so that's a scented artificial hive. Okay, so now we got one of those. Now it says we're supposed to place that around in a different biome, and it'll attract those types of bees. It is a % chance, so even if we put it into like the correct biome, it could just turn right back into an artificial hive. We'll have to re-dip it and then try again. I don't know where all the different biomes are around here. I haven't really done much mapping in the void, but we will have to try and find that eventually. But that should complete this quest, so let's go ahead and mark that off our quest book. That's going to give us 5 meadow hives and 5 modest hives. Alright, so bee gathering looks like that just opened. Is that right? Okay, so bee gathering. Hives of any kind need to be broken with a scoop to keep the bees inside alive. Right, so that's going to give us some unusual princess and an unusual drone. So we have to make a scoop. Let's do that real quick. That should be a pretty simple thing to make. So scoop. Looks like there's a few different types here. We got Thaumium, a Mana Steel, a Scooperator MX200 Turbo. And yeah, that one looks like it can be recharged. That might be something we will upgrade to sometime in the future. So it's just some sticks and wool. Very, very simple. I did upgrade this magnet, by the way, to level 4. I got a little carried away, and yeah. But anything higher than that, it's going to be crazy, and I'm not going to want to do that by hand. So let's go ahead and take some of these hives. So these are the tropical ones, and some of the modest ones. These are the ones you find in the desert. Tropical you find in the jungle, and then meadows, find in like the plains biome or whatever. There we go. So we can go ahead and just break these apart. We'll get some combs and some bees out of these. Got a blue one there. I think that's a Valiant bee. That's randomly will pop out of one of these hives. as you break them. Yeah, Valiant Princess. Okay, there we go. Now, yeah, they're going to start clogging up the inventory. The princesses do not stack. The drones, as long as they get the same traits, will stack. For now, I'm going to stick these in the ME system. That's going to start using up a bunch of our different types in there. We will have to grab one of those indexers or something, like a bee chest that'll store a whole bunch of those without using up our AE system. I'll worry about that at some time in the future. Okay, so let's continue on here. So the scoop will give us these 2 bees. Let's claim that reward. So bee shelter. One of the first things your new bee minions will need is shelter. Apiaries mimic hives. You smash to get them. The jaded one wants the bees to be happy, so make them new homes. So this wants us to make an apiary, and that's going to give us an apiarist shirt, apiarist hat, 2 full hearts, and a reward bag. All right. So this also says the apiary can be used to breed new species of bees through mutation. Different frames can be put into the slots in the apiary. Frames can increase or lower mutation, speed up production, that's supposed to be increase, and elongate life amongst other things. Okay, so we need to make an apiary. I remember this thing was a pain to make before. A-P-I-A-R-Y, there we go, I can spell. So, ooh, what are these? Magic Apiary, V Apiary Booster, Mana Apiary Booster, Industrial Apiary. These are what we're going to be moving to pretty quick, I think. There's a Pam's Harvestcraft version. They also got bees. I'm really not sure how the Pam's Harvestcraft bees work, but it's completely different than the forestry ones. Okay, so we need an impregnated casing. So in order to do that, we have to put seed oil. Looks like we can make 4 from a bucket into a carpenter with some logs. We need 8 logs. So we're going to do half a stack so we can do a full bucket's worth. So let's grab half a stack of oak. And our carpenter is still over here. Yep. Okay, so the carpenter, let's go ahead and break this. We're going to stick it next to this tesseract because I'm lazy. These are not the permanent locations of these machines, so we're going to be moving all this stuff at some point in the future anyway. We're right here by the fisher, by the way. So we need to get a bucket of seed oil. Let's put that into the carpenter. Then we also need to put in the recipe here just by right-clicking and then put the resources right there. So that should go ahead and make us 4 of these impregnated casings, and then we can turn those into apiaries. Looks like it does take a minute for that to actually work. The other 3 will just happen while we're doing other things. Okay, so now that we have that, we need some planks and some slabs. So we can go ahead and do that real quick. So can I make you? I can. So there is our first apiary. Awesome. So yeah, you put the bees in here, the princess and the drone. They mate and then they produce stuff over here. They die off eventually. You can put the frames. Yep, very cool, very cool. Okay, so we'll go and break that guy. That completes our quest right here. All right, so we're going to get some stuff out of this. And I think I'm going to choose the reward bag. We haven't had one of those in a little while. Don't really need the extra hearts. So the reward bag is a good one. So let's see what we get. Hey, there we go. The Super Builder's wand. I know you guys have been telling me I need to make one of those for a long time, but there we go. Don't have to make one now. So I haven't actually used one of these Super Builder's wand. Let's grab some of this stuff. Stone. Let's grab some of these stone bricks. I am curious what the range is on this thing, because like I said, I haven't used it. So, oh, okay. So that does quite a lot, actually. I'm not sure how many blocks that is, but that is a lot at once. That's pretty cool. My jetpack stopped making sounds, apparently. So that looks like, what is that, like 50, 6, 40, 45 blocks? I don't know, something like that. Math is hard. Okay, so that is quite a lot of blocks at the Super Builders wand places. That's awesome. Okay, I do like that reward. Very cool. So let's get back down here and take a look at our quest book and see if there's another quest that we can... Okay, yeah. I thought it gave me something else. That's right. See if there's another quest here that we can get going. Okay, so this is going to get us into the Gendustry stuff, it looks like. This wants us to make frames, bee drone clones, and be gone. I don't know what that is. So frames is something I'm interested in. We're going to have to make impregnated sticks to make these impregnated frames and stuff. But let's read the quest. It says, frames are inserted into apiaries for multiple purposes. Regular frames increase production rate by 20% per frame. The difference between basic, impregnated, and proven frames is how long they last. Proven frames take longer to break. That is right. Okay, so we need to make the impregnated frames. And to make those, we need 8 impregnated sticks around a string. If I remember right, it's 2 logs make 1 impregnated stick. So, yeah, forestry requires a lot of wood. Just going to put this away, and I'm just going to put all that stuff away for now. Oops, I didn't want that. Let's grab another stack of oak. Okay, so we need to reset our Carpenter over here from the impregnated casings that it's doing. We don't need these anymore. So we are going to switch this to an impregnated stick, I believe. It's not going to show the recipe until we put in the seed oil. So let's go ahead and put a bucket of seed oil in there. There we go. Okay, so now it says, yeah, okay, 1 log turns into an impregnated stick. So this will make 64. I'm not sure how much it uses per. Okay, so it's 1,000, or I'm sorry, 100. So we'll be able to make 20 sticks. That's fine. We just needed that many right there, and we'll let that continue on. So we'll take our sticks, and we will wrap that around a string. And there's our impregnated frame. Okay, so that completes this quest. That's going to give us 3 Oblivion Frames. These are really awesome. What these do is they kill off the bees in 1 tick. Like, immediately kill them off. So if you want to make a bunch of drones or whatever, those are really good for that purpose. So let's claim this reward. Bee drone clones. I'm not sure what this is. Hive Ascent. Is this something from Britannia? Ever need more drones? Don't feel like making more hives? Feed a Hive Sith some mana and collect the results. Yeah, that is Britannia. You may even get a princess. Interesting. Well, again, we're going to have to set up some Britannia stuff to do the Britannia stuff. I don't think we're going to be able to do that today. For now, guys, I think we have done enough with the bee stuff around here. I will be working on some of this off camera, though. By the way, the bee laser, we didn't talk about that. We'll do that in a future episode. We will have to use the centrifuge and stuff to get the honey drops and all that for that to work. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of Agrarian Skies 2. Hope you guys liked it. Remember to leave a like on this episode if you did like it. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.